Hello everyone. Got a Macintosh Performa sitting back here. Just got a new upgrade part for it. Kind of excited. Never had one of these as a kid, although I did have the computer. Picked up this guy from good old J.A. Pan. And it is a upgrade card meant to go into the cache slot and replace the processor. Not sure how well it's going to work. Probably paid way the hell too much for it. But here we are. So let's stick her in. Also in here is the 9200, previous video right there. And again, this is not the permanent location for it, but it's a convenient one because I don't need to go upstairs to get to everything. Unplugging the very few cords that this computer has. Already have the screws out because I've had her apart quite often. There's a modification. There's a comically large battery in here to replace the CMOS. I did not look on Amazon at the physical form factor, and as one does, wasn't the size I expected. So it is about the same size as a hard drive, and it is above the SSD. So here's our board, L2 cache slot. I don't know if this is going to fit. This video card is massive. If it doesn't fit, well, good video, right? If it does, then we'll see just how much faster this is. Oh, I guess I expected this card to be larger, and it's not. It's actually very small. Very, very small. So there she is. And looks like we've got, well, I guess it must have a raised die. Obviously, there's no integrated heat spreader on here. So, thermal compound from 1996. I think we should replace that. Comes with a floppy disk rather, for the drivers. I do not currently have a functional floppy drive in here, although my PC does, so maybe I can just send that over the network. Oh yeah, there we are. It's actually, it's either very hard thermal paste or it's a thermal pad. So, let's remove this guy here. Doesn't look like much, but a couple of tabs. Yep. There she is. And there's our chip. Look at that. Alright, well, let me grab, I wasn't planning on swapping this, but seeing it, you know, I feel like I should. I am confident that I have alcohol around here to clean with. However, I don't know where it is. Although it doesn't look to be a problem because this comes right off. What does it say on here? Oh, it's upside down. ARX Alpha Romeo X-Ray 233 Juliet Lima Echo. And it is an X-Ray Papa Charlie 750. Below that, silk screened on, 72 Hotel 30 Echo, Delta Sierra Lima 9831. I will need to look up those numbers later, but my understanding is that this will run at a different speed depending on what computer it goes into. So if it goes into one with a, well, more modern front side bus, I'd get the full 250 megahertz out of her, is what I'm told. Although this says 240 on it, so maybe she's a 240. I guess I'm not sure. But I know that my system here has a 40 megahertz bus. So my understanding is that 40 megahertz bus is going to be a limiting factor to the total possible speed that this card is going to clock to. I would assume, as old computers did, that the North Bridge, which maybe this doesn't even have one, but whatever the bus is part of the multiplier, so it determines clock based off the reference of the multiplier, which would make sense. All right. She seems a little tough to get off there, so I am going to go hunting for my alcohol. Could be in the garage. So I'm going to pause the video and pick up once I find it. And I am back. It actually didn't take long to find. It was in the kitchen. I bought it to clean the circuit board of an amplifier I'm also in the middle of repairing. I just got parts for that yesterday. So hopefully I get that guy running tonight. And that one had shipping damage. MOSFETs got ripped off. So, you know, as one does, you don't use buyer protection, you just get on DigiKey. Get on DigiKey and get what you need. There we go. It's not all off, but the area that the die is going to contact is clean. So let's take a look at where we're going. We got a power wire off to the side here of a comically small fan. I question if that's actually going to do anything. Maybe it's meant just to build static pressure. Most small fans like that in servers are. But I've never, I mean, there's no blades. The whole fan is, oh, I don't know, call it 1.25 inches diameter, and maybe a call it 1/8 of an inch, are the blades, of which there are 3, 6, 7. So, yeah. We are going to give this guy some Noctua, because that is the best, most abundant thermal compound I have lying around short of liquid metal. And the other compound I got is very cheap. I mean, very. It's in a bucket. That's how cheap it is. But I use that for MOSFETs and amplifiers. And of course, I have nothing to really spread this with, if I even need to. Which maybe I don't, but grab a card out of the wallet here. Just Home Depot. Finally good for something. I've always been a fan of spreading rather than just giving a glop on there, but there we go. Now we'll drop on a new, or the other heatsink, you know. At least they give you options. And she does seem to make contact. Except, okay. So there we go. That's on. And then push down on. Yikes. Okay. I guess I thought it would go on a little softer than that. There we go. Got her. Had to leverage it a little bit, but one side is sitting up higher than the other. I don't like that. Just going to press down on one side a bit and the other, make sure nothing's binding. I don't know why it's doing that. It doesn't look like it should be. Although it's just got some sprung steel here, just, you know, real, or aluminum, I guess, sprung aluminum. There we go. Alright, we got her down. It's a lot more level now. And looking through there, you can see the entire, I don't know if we're focusing here or not. Yeah, we are, okay. You can see right through there where she's making contact, so that's good. Alright, plug our fan into the header. And let's give this old computer's power supply an aneurysm. Running a 9200. I do not know how many watts this thing draws. To be honest, I couldn't even tell you what the wattage specification of this old PCI 33 megahertz slot, I think. Okay, can't go that way. And we can't go that way. And you know why we can't go that way? Because we hit the RAM. But if we take the fan off, and these two heat sinks are identical, if we take the fan off, we will clear the RAM. So maybe what I'll do, I'll just run it without the fan for now. And that screwdriver's too big. And if I need more cooling, I will address that at a later date. Wouldn't be hard to just put a fan above everything here. I did replace the factory fan in here with a server fan off of DigiKey. Slightly less RPMs. Oh, and we have a Nostormu under us. Nostormu. Set her back down. She wants to go running around the living room. Just a couple of standoffs, actually, is what they've got in here. Oh, I'll be damned. The heatsink is actually threaded. And then they just have a couple of these tiny standoffs in there. That is more than I expected. I thought they were just sandwiching a screw between the fins. I did blow and clean all this off the other day. Ooh, it fits. Fits right in there. There's not much room. There is most decidedly not a lot of room there. But it fits. Not sure I'm going to do that one-handed. Set this back over here. And then ooh. Okay. We're in. We are in. The video card does work, by the way, under Mac OS 9.0.2. I have not tested with 8.1. I do have that on here, but I have not put any drivers into that OS because I have been using the 8 as a reference for performance against the 9. So basically, you know, with and without video card. Oh, that doesn't feel right. Something's in the way here. Hang on. No. Oh, yep. Looking in there, I can see a sunflower seed. I don't understand. I thought I got all that out of there. There we go. This computer was very rough when I got it. I have a pile out in my garage of sunflower seeds and acorns and dust and spiders' nests and cocoons and all of that. Power supply had busted caps on it, and clock battery had oozed all over the board. She took a solid 20 bucks from DigiKey to get working again. Gotta love that DigiKey. Okay, so in theory, I don't know, power it on, see what happens. I don't know what happened with the retrobrite here. I'm not sure if you can tell, but like this part is super white and then there's splotches of beige in there. I've got another cover, but it's for a 6300, not a 6360. I wonder if I can peel this 6360 off and transplant it without screwing it up. I don't know. Oh. File system map inconsistent. That's interesting. Now, it's my understanding, just hold down shift here to kill extensions. I doubt that's going to fix anything, but it's my understanding that this will not operate on the add-on card until the driver is activated, or the extension in this instance. So that would mean that right now, we should be on the 603E on the board. And then once wherever the extension rests down here, once it hits that, is when it should go over to the G3 card. Oh, wait, did I get this far before? I don't think I did. So it's an extension that's caught, what? I'm just going to say that's a very odd error to get, that there's a file system inconsistency. That would make me think something with, what does this run on? HFS. So we're talking about a directory tree issue, and yet somehow extensions fixes that? I think that's a generic message, or a message of like something's wrong, but I don't know what. So that means I'm going to reboot into 8.1 real quick here and just see what happens, because 8.1 does not have any of the start disk, does not have any of the video card stuff that I have installed recently. Maybe I need to find myself a floppy drive here in order to load this driver. I'll show you the comically large battery that's sitting in here. Oh, get that out of the way. There. There's the battery mounted on the back wall. It's a thick one. Okay. Well, I don't have the same error on 8.1, so it must be an issue with the video card driver? I don't know. That's an odd one. That's an oddball. Tray? Did I put a floppy drive back in this one? I did. I did. I have a floppy drive over here. Okay. I don't think these are hot pluggable, but we're about to find out. Okay, I'm not surprised. Not hot pluggable. We're going to give this guy a restart. Let this floppy drive sit here. And we'll see what happens. I really don't have enough room for all this down here. I don't think floppy drives care about their orientation. While we wait for that to boot up, I'll give you a... Oh, well, we know the floppy drive works. I don't want it to boot from it, though. Give you an idea of the amplifier that's coming along here. These FETs got busted off the board in shipping. This was the heatsink for it that was connected to the motherboard just with solder connections, and this just ripped off and bounced all around. Really chewed everything up, good and proper. DigiKey with some new FETs. Yeah, I had everything else I needed to replace all the little capacitors and such on the board, the surface mount devices. So that wasn't too bad. Put you back in here. And I'm going to install a driver and then see if this guy boots. I'm not sure why it tells me the clock and time isn't set right, because it is. There we go. Oh, well, you look at that. There's a corrupted name on these installer files. Oh, what? Interesting. I tried opening that, and yeah, no, she ain't having it. I lost desktop, it came back, and now she's hard locked. I'm not sure, hardware instability, software glitch, or maybe the power supply is pushed too far. I wouldn't know that, though, without sticking a meter on this. Or maybe even a scope. Check for ripple coming off something. Well, I think that's going to do it for the video today, until I get around to doing some troubleshooting here, which I don't think will be this week. Too many other projects. Got an axle to rebuild. So, thanks for watching, and until next time.